All right, taking a look at the standard form and parent functions and absolute value functions. We've talked about the A part of this. Now we're going to talk about the letter H. And I personally think that there's not really anything that's too incredibly difficult when we talk about absolute value functions. But I do think when we look at the H in this situation, it's probably the trickiest thing to consider. Now, this part of it's not tricky, pretty straightforward. If our H value is positive against if our H value is negative. So when we're talking about H, we're talking about taking a look at our X values. So if our H value is positive, what that's going to mean is that we're going to be moving to the right on the graph. And if we're taking a look at a H value that is negative, we're going to be moving to the left. And this is definitely something that's going to be tricky. What I need you to make sure you understand is when it comes to H, we're considering what in those, it is an absolute value bar, but what in that grouping mechanism here is going to make the number 0? All right, so when you look in that, a lot of times you'll see the H filled in for with a number. The question is what X value would you be able to plug in to make that value 0? And obviously we'll go over a bunch of different examples for that. In this scenario, H is also known as the axis of symmetry. We've seen the word axis before, and hopefully you've seen the word symmetry before, but what we happen to know here is that we'll be able to draw this imaginary line. It's a vertical line, and it's going to be dotted out within our images, but what it does is it kind of sort of acts as a mirror. So if you hear me kind of sort of make a reference to a mirror, that's coming off of this axis of symmetry. So that's what we have here for the H. The fact that it's going to be controlling whether our graph moves to the right or to the left, as well as the H will act as our axis of symmetry. It's going to be an imaginary vertical line that acts as a mirror for us on our graphs eventually.